Botton wrote a book called Status Anxiety, which examines not what turns out to be some sort of social dance, but almost a cutthroat competition, with everybody vying to be top dog and achieve the most prestigious social place. As people with mental health problems, our lack of status is sometimes perhaps felt to be as painful a problem as any mental health difficulty itself. So I'm going to try in this video to talk you towards some sort of ways you might find of increasing your self-esteem and self-importance. It sounds a weird thing to want to achieve because it sounds a bit bloated basically, and you might feel, well, I'm above any social scampering anyway. But we all have to have a feeling of our own dignity, I think, even if it's not social importance, just some sort of nod towards a dignity that's certainly not always afforded us in the mental health system. Investing in a pet creates a pleasurable dependency in that some other being is depending on you for food and care and shelter, and that sense of responsibility can actually raise your feelings of self-esteem. With a dog, of course, you've got to take it for walks as well, and some people haven't got the space to be able to keep a dog, or the environment that a dog would prosper in, or a cat. But then there are options like getting a goldfish even, which again is very cheap. Just a few flakes of goldfish food every day. And it can really enrich your life. And if you don't fancy getting a pet or a dog or a cat, plants can be good as well. And it's not just the feeling that you have to water them and remember to water them. It's the feeling of ritual that you can benefit from as well, and creating a habit and a new routine. Number 2, it's really important, I think, that you feel confident about saying no when you need to. Not to create an aura of importance around yourself so much as to protect yourself and your own dignity, and to prevent people taking advantage. Because sometimes when you have a mental health problem and you don't, for instance, have a job or some other thing that you have to go to, there's a lot of people that think that you're free to actually do what they want you to do all the time because you're not doing anything else, and that who will take advantage if you don't watch it. So it's not out of any sense of awkwardness, but also to protect yourself from unnecessary stress. So sometimes you may find, a polite excuse. I'm sorry, I'm busy that day, or someone else has asked me to do something that day, or I'm busy with a project at the moment, thank you very much. Or sometimes you may feel it's necessary to say, I'm sorry, I think I would find that too stressful, and just to be honest in that respect. But still, it's important to try and mark your boundaries and make it clear what you're willing to do and what you feel uncomfortable about doing. 3. You're right, you could develop an area of expertise, something that you know about in some detail that nobody else does know much about around you, and that you're very interested in, and that you can kind of show off your expertise in, such as, if you've chosen to keep plants rather than pets, or plants as well as pets, you may involve yourself in how to keep orchids, or you may become involved in antiques, or in collecting a certain line of antiques, or something that develops your attention and interest that few people would know about, and that you feel as though you know more about and can learn more about than the other people around you. 4. Sign up for a course. There are some probably available locally. A lot of that. There are practical courses like cookery, or wood turning, or painting, all sorts of things that are most likely to be going on if you can scout them out. And also there are an awful lot of courses available online now, more academic courses. Really, they're available at EDX, Coursera and FutureLearn. And I've undertaken several of these courses and found them very pleasurable and informative, and enjoyed partaking, really. They have a combination of videos and written material for you to work through, and it's a good combination online, because they can make these videos and so many people across the world can see them, and it's a real fun thing to do, actually. And those online ones are free usually, unless you want a certificate. They're very good. 5. Pamper yourself. If you're a woman, this could take the form of, taking time to do your nails, getting your hairstyle how you would like it, investing in some beauty products, perhaps from the Body Shop. If you're a man, well, there's stuff out there now for men's skin, or you could maybe go out and get yourself a massage as a treat, or something like that, or going to the gym. If you make sure you get a little bit of exercise every day, then that really increases your happiness enormously, it's been found. And the exertion will definitely do you some good. Some people take up jogging. I just like a brisk walk with the dog every day, and bike rides is fantastic in the summertime, especially getting about on your bicycle. 6. Take up, or think about taking up, a local volunteering opportunity. Sometimes just getting out of the house can be great, and the ability to be of assistance to someone or some organisation can give you a great boost, and also some recognition. People may become aware, and you may remember for the first time some skills that you haven't been using for a long while. And you can actually get recognition and support from doing such activities. But I would say be careful about what you choose, and don't be too afraid to swap or shop around. Like, I know that I myself was in one volunteering situation where I emerged from it feeling positively suicidal, because a lot of the people there were on job seekers benefit and were actually jealous of me being disabled, and were trying to make life as difficult for me as possible. And a friend of mine also was in a situation where she was pursued by a man in such a situation, who wouldn't take no for an answer, and she found that very stressful and detrimental to her mental health rather than helpful. So you have to be choosy, but I know people who've really benefited from finding a good environment and found the work really positive. 7. Try and keep organised and neat if you can, and take some sort of pride in your environment without going over the top, without having to clean every minute of the day. Just take a few moments every day to notice what it's like around yourself, and allow yourself some time every day to tidy up. I think that's important. Sometimes we've been through such traumatic experiences when we've been in mental health hospitals that we feel a sense of degradation that stays with us, and we need to recognise how valuable we are, and part of that involves taking care of our surroundings and making sure they're befitting of our own dignity. So it's not just about tidying up around us, it's about enjoying making meals and tasting meals. Sometimes, I don't know whether you're like I am, but I haven't got much money. But I always try and choose something from the supermarket every time that I haven't tried before, just to keep some sort of excitement going, and to vary things a little bit, and that gives me a great sense of delight. 8. Even if you're going through a bad day, and even if, as we said before, you may find yourself having to say no to something, I try and keep polite with people as much as possible. Just try and maintain your dignity and try and avoid swear words and accusations. Just withdraw from a situation if you feel as though it's turning rotten, and give yourself some space to relax and restore your spirits. 9. Try to develop your creative skills and set up some kind of reward system. What I try and do is every night before I go to sleep, I make a list in my mind, or write down, in fact, it's better if you can write it down, 3 things that you want to get achieved the next day. And also 3 things that you've been grateful for that day, on the day before you go to sleep. And that, so you're writing 6 things down. 3 that you're grateful for, that you've been grateful for, even if it's just that coffee was nice that I had in that cafe. Or, it was nice when so-and-so complimented me. Just 3 little things. It doesn't matter how slight they are. Just try and find 3 things out of your day that you can say, well, that left me feeling good. And plan ahead 3 things for the next day. And that really helps me keep on top of things. And helps me keep achieving things as well. 10. When you're feeling confident enough, it's worthwhile thinking about joining a meetup group online and then going into your local town, city, or meeting place, village, and joining in with other people who may well have found themselves in the same situation. Sometimes you lose friends through being out of kilter with the rest of the world, not having a workplace to go to and so on, sometimes isolates you. Well, there are plenty of groups now, and other people who do find themselves wanting to meet new people in the meetup groups online. I find the ones that have speciality areas, like there's often a craft meetup or a music meetup or a spirituality meetup or a cinema going meetup group, and they're very worthwhile joining in, and like there are a lot of new people always who are meeting each other for the first time, and there's no embarrassment there at all. You can just meet up, be social, and perhaps take away with you some kind of friendship in the long run.